Hello, my name is Kate Hart and my topic of inquiry is ocean energy. Australia, and indeed the majority of the world, rely heavily on fossil fuels to produce energy. This heavy reliance on unsustainable energy productions has been shown to be a major contributing factor to climate change. This inquiry will explore ocean-based renewable energy systems as a possible sustainable replacement for Australia's heavy reliance on fossil fuels. I was initially drawn to this topic of inquiry from ongoing news stories in the local paper from the town in which I grew up. Since December 2006, a private company has installed a number of wave power generators off the coast in Port Kembla. Disappointingly, there has been a number of issues in terms of respecting the environment in which these devices have been installed. In saying this, research has shown that ocean energy has the potential to produce vast amounts of carbon-free renewable energy. Team this with the fact that the majority of the Australian population live on the coastal fringe. As a local power option, ocean energy seems to be a sustainable solution. Nevertheless, efforts to develop these ocean-based technologies must be conducted in a responsible manner, considering the coastal ecosystems in which they will be operating. I have commenced this inquiry utilising online resources. In my initial Google search, I located a number of government websites along with a number of websites from private companies conducting research on a range of ocean energy projects. However, it must be noted that sites of this nature are likely to hold bias. To overcome this bias, I have located a number of journal articles and scientific papers using Google Scholar and Curtin University's library. These sources are vital to this inquiry, providing an unbiased and scientific view on the topic, especially when it comes to analysing the benefits versus possible implications harvesting energy from the ocean can bring. There are a number of ways that energy can be harvested from the ocean. These can include tidal energy, whereby energy is generated through tidal movements; wave energy, where energy is generated from the conversion of ocean waves or swells into electricity; and ocean thermal energy. This is where energy is generated from the temperature difference between the warm surface water and the cooler deep ocean water. The ocean is a fragile ecosystem, so before any kind of new technology is introduced into such an environment, considerations for possible environmental impacts must be investigated. These could be in the form of habitat disruption on assembly and installation of devices, effects to marine life during operation of devices in terms of migratory paths, sonar and communication disruption, and effects to coastal ecosystem processes, for example water flow, sedimentation patterns and water quality. I will need to conduct further investigations into the sustainability of ocean energy technologies. Based on my initial research, ocean energy could be a viable option to lessen or replace fossil fuels. However, I'll need to spend more time looking specifically at the environmental impacts versus benefits of such technology. There is a host of information on the subject of ocean energy. However, a lot of it is conflicting, and I will need to sift through to find information through credible sources. This topic of investigation can be introduced into Year 4 science classrooms linked to the Australian as Human Endeavour strand in the Australian curriculum. Science knowledge helps people understand the effects of their actions. This can be related to the effects climate change is having on planet Earth, looking particularly at fossil fuels as a major contributing factor. Students can evaluate alternatives to fossil fuels as a means of power production. This could include ocean energies. Further investigations, according to the nature and development of science, again within the Sciences Human Endeavour strand in the Australian curriculum, requires students to make predictions and describe patterns and relationships. This can involve predicting outcomes for the planet if we continue to use fossil fuels or move to more sustainable alternatives.